From year to year, month to month, week to week, and day to day, people across the world are obsessed with a phenomenon that is professional wrestling. But why? 101 reasons to love professional wrestling. There are many components of professional wrestling that should be both understood and celebrated, in no particular order.
Crowd chants. For as long as humans have gathered, there have been an exhibition of herd mentality. The conception of chanting crowds traces back to the dawn of man. There are chants against political figures, sacred Gregorian chants, or other religious recitations, and chants of warriors preparing, entering, or leaving battle. The historic utilization of chants goes on and on. One of the most appreciated and long-term venues for crowd chants is athletic competition. Spanish crowds chant "Olé" towards bullfighting. English football fans have their own organized salutes as well. There is the tomahawk chop used by the fans of the Atlanta Braves baseball team. Then there are a whole collection of crowd chants inspired by the ever so creative and passionate fans of professional wrestling that have shown up in other sports. Vulgar chants like "a-hole" or "BS" or the musical "na na na na," "hey hey hey," "goodbye," and a variety of others have begun in wrestling and then found their way into other sports. Professional wrestling has proven that virtually anything can be a crowd chant if it has an organized cadence. It's the electricity and the interactive camaraderie that create these moments. If there was a foreign wrestler taking on an American, chants of USA would overtake the arenas. The crowds of Extreme Championship Wrestling were just as extreme as the performers. The company has been gone for a long time, but when something hardcore goes down, the chant of ECW is always on the tips of the tongues of the fans resting on the edges of their seats. In the mid-1990s, it was never unheard of to hear the crowd chant "You effed up," "F 'em up Taz, F 'em up," and even the now embarrassing chants of "She's a crack whore." These are just a few. But there were others just as vulgar, and some you'd be mortified to even ponder. That alone, chant along with a crowd. But there is a whole songbook of great chants outside of the standard boos and cheers. Over the years, wrestling fans have chanted along with the catchphrases of their chosen heroes. We scream in unison, yes, whenever Daniel Bryan raises his two index fingers over and over. We woo along with the Nature Boy Ric Flair. We even have sing-alongs with entrances, whether there's words or not. There are dueling chants, where the crowd is split on who they want to succeed, or their collective opinion of a specific wrestler. We hear and shout, "This is awesome," when the crowd is appreciative of what is in front of them. Then there's always a chance of a boring chant, when the crowd feels a bit underwhelmed. On the contrary, a crowd will not be shy with a thrilling "Fight Forever" chant in the midst of an extraordinary match. Then when there is respect for a new champion, a "You deserve it" chant is not uncommon. If someone is retiring, we chant "Please don't go," or "Thank you" towards the exiting performer. If someone makes a comeback to the squared circle, a "Welcome back" chant can be called for. Or it could be the mere absence of a fan favorite like Ric Flair in '91 that brings out a "We want Flair" chant from the masses. Maybe the rabid fans are so in love with someone delivering a big move, they request for more with a "One more time" chant. When the crowd sees a performer preparing to take a big risk, the chant of "Please don't die" can add a lot to the moment. There is even a "You still got it" chant, ready to be unleashed whenever an old-timer shows off their lingering skill set. If it can be chanted, the fans of professional wrestling will always find a way. If you ever find yourself in arenas for other sports, you will most likely enjoy the experience. But when it comes down to it, 100 wrestling fans chanting and popping is much cooler than even 20,000 fans at a hockey or baseball game, waiting for something to finally happen.